All right, so we are going to be talking about net worth today, which is basically how much money you have total. And it includes money that you owe and also money that you have that is not actual money. So that's called an asset. It's basically like if you have a house, yes, that's not actual money, it's not cash, but it's worth a lot. You could turn it into cash if you were to sell it. So that's called an asset. And item or amount of money that you own. Could be like a house, could be actual money. It could also be investments like stocks, cars, things like that. Anything that you have that's worth a significant amount of money, or really any amount of money, is called an asset. And then there are liabilities. So this is an amount of money that you owe versus own. Like you owe this to someone else. You have to pay them back for that. And this could also be a house, potentially. If you have a mortgage, then you owe the money for that. But usually it would be like loans, student loans, other types of loans. Student loans, credit card debt, any type of debt would be considered a liability. So we are going to go through a list of a couple different things and talk about if it would be an asset or a liability. And that's going to help us to figure out how to calculate your net worth, which is basically how much money you have overall when you take into account the money that you have and the money that you owe. So a house, the current value, that is going to be an asset. I'm going to use A for that to say it's an asset because you hopefully own it. You might still be paying it off, but it's still an asset for you. And student loan, that's something you owe. You have to pay that back. That's going to be a liability. Credit card debt, that means you have to also pay that back. So that's a liability. Paid off car, automobile, since it's paid off, that is an asset since you can sell it and get the money back. Furniture could be worth a bit, so that would be an asset since you own it, most likely. A savings account, that is money that you have saved, so that's also going to be an asset. Retirement, if you have money saved for retirement, that's definitely an asset. And automobile with a loan, a car with a loan, I'm going to call that a liability because it has a loan. So liability. So a person's net worth is the value of everything that you own minus the value of what you owe. So basically, if you take all your assets and subtract all of your liabilities, that's going to be your net worth. This is like not really how much you're making each year. It's more just the total amount of money that you are worth, to quote, like not necessarily worth really, but your net worth, the amount of money that you have. So Libby is calculating her net worth. Her assets have a total of $87,000 and her liabilities are $32,000. So to find her net worth, we have to subtract the assets minus the liabilities. So we're going to do $87,545 subtract $32,158. So I'm going to put a 1 there, and this is going to become a 3. So 15 minus 8 is 7. And then now this is 3 minus 5. I need a 1 here also, and this becomes a 4. So 13, yeah, what is that? 13 minus 5, that's going to be 8. 4 minus 1 is going to be 3. 7 minus 2 is 5. And 8 minus 3 is also 5. So $55,387. That is her net worth. Then we have a financial planner is working with a client. She tells her client that she has a net worth of $105,000. And if she has a liability of $89,000, that means she owes $89,000. Then we have to figure out the value of her assets. her house, or whatever else she has. So basically we know that she has some amount of money, and if we subtract her liability, $89,243, our answer is going to be 036,105. So we're trying to figure out, what does this have to be? What number, if I subtract 89,000, is going to give me 105? So to undo that, basically, to go backwards, I'm going to have to add these two. Add her net worth plus her liabilities to get her assets, the value of her assets. So I'm going to add these, 89,243 plus 105, 630. And this is going to be 3, 7, 8. 9 plus 5 is 14. 9, and this would be 1. So 194, that is my answer, comma 873, $194,000. And if you were to try that here, if you put it in there and you subtracted 89, you should work out to get the exact same answer for your net worth. Okay. So here on the back, you're going to have to decide which of these is an asset and which is a liability and put them in the correct spots. So a house, like we talked about, that is an asset. And you would put the value of the house right here. And let's see, do we have any liabilities? We have credit card debt. I'm just going to abbreviate that to CC debt. And that is 30,000. 175. The house was 75,500. So once you list all of these out, I'm not going to do it all with you, but once you list out all your assets, the value, asset, the value, you're going to add up all your assets. Here, let's just do that. So the car is going to be an asset. 8,920. Credit card debt, we already put. Student loan debt, that is going to go here also. Student loan debt is 75,630. A checking account, that's money you have in your, like you can pay for stuff with checks. So that's going to go here for an asset. Checking. That is 2,410. And then furniture and jewelry is also an asset. That is stuff that you own. I'm just going to abbreviate F&J. That is $800. So we're going to sum up all the assets and we're going to sum up the liabilities. So I like to just add up all of these at once, row by row, or column by column. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is going to be 0 in the ones column. 0 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 is 3. Did not need to do that. Okay, in the hundreds column, we have 5 plus 9, that's 14. Plus another 4 is 18, plus 8 is going to be 26, right? Yeah. 18 plus 8 is 26. So this is going to be a 6, and then I'm going to carry a 2 up here. Then I have, this is not lined up that well. I have 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 2. So that's going to be 15, 17. So I have a 7, a comma here. 17, so my 1 goes up here, and then I have 1 plus 7, 87,000 in assets. And now let's add liabilities. There's only 2 of these, so we're just going to add them to get the sum. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 3 is 10, so 0, carry the 1 up here. 1 plus 6 is 8. 0 plus 5 is 5. And 3 plus 7 is 10, so 105 and $105,000.